We are always excited to bring you another amazing episode of The Broadway Show. I'm Tamsin Fidel.
I am a Disney usher, I'm barely scraping by. My discontentment comes in many shapes and sizes. When I wake up each morning, I tell myself to try. I tell myself that I will make no compromises.
A Strange Loop is this year's most nominated show at the Tony Awards, with 11 nods, including Best Musical, and is also historic for a different reason. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
That's right, Tamsin. L. Morgan Lee is making history as the first transgender performer ever nominated for a Tony Award. We met up at the Civilian Hotel to talk all about her incredible journey to Broadway. You have to tell me, what is it like to be a Tony nominee? What is life like suddenly? Your life is changing, I feel, week to week right now.
Absolutely. I don't know what it's like yet because I'm still in disbelief. Days later, I'm still trying to figure out, like someone the other day was like, Tony nominee, L. Morgan Lee. And I was like looking around, like, wait, who are you talking about? Not me. Yeah, I am still trying to wrap myself around even being a Black trans woman on Broadway in a principal role. So to then add having the work recognized by, like, you know, the people that you look up to and that you've been sort of, in some ways, like artistically idolizing over the years. To have it be recognized amongst those people is like, it's mind-blowing.
Let me just sort of remind you what you've been through. You make your Broadway debut in a show that you love, that you've been with for many years, especially and over the pandemic, sort of waiting for this moment. You get fantastic reviews, you get a Tony nomination, you break a barrier as the first trans performer to get nominated. It's a lot, and I just wonder, you still have to just focus on doing the show and doing your job.
Yes. And suddenly your job becomes scarier to do because you see people going, oh, it's like I'm so used to being able to just do my job, like sort of under the radar almost. And the minute those nominations come out, it becomes like, oh, no. Everyone's watching you now. Everyone's looking at you.
Yeah.
You're aware a lot more of the responsibility of it all. No, I'm like, oh God, I have to live up to the nomination. Like, so it suddenly becomes a like, I want to just do my job and keep my feet on the floor.
Yeah.
If I can keep my feet on the floor, then I'm in a good place.
So we have to talk about your family over at the Strange Loop. I know it's a tight group. What is it like backstage, sort of, I mean, the most Tony nominations of the year, a Black queer cast, it just feels like, again, everything does have extra significance it's a fantastic show, or it's a fantastic show and it means more because of all these extra levels for so many of us.
No, it's incredible. Well, number one, we're a family. Like, so all of the nuances that come with a family are all present. We have dysfunctions. There's always someone that's a little more kooky than others. There's always, but I literally love them so much, and I feel like they see me so clearly and like love me and they protect me, and I feel like they root for me, and I root for every one of them in that same way. They are my hearts in so many ways. It can be complicated being the only girl in the bunch, but as long as there's balance, like our daytime away from the theater, then I'm good.
So in A Strange Loop, you are Thought One,
yes.
And the lead character Usher has the thoughts, and it's a really fun device in the show. If we had a musical version of your thoughts right now, what would that look like?
Oh God, oh my gosh, my thoughts would be really tormenting actually. You have to live up to something thought. They would be making sure that you look that what is your presentation to the world thought.
Yeah.
There is also that thought that's like the thought one for me, because I am the one thought that actually does put some sort of love into Usher and care into Usher,
yes.
And is like, you know, you are worth something, and like don't take life for granted. I think I would also have one of those thoughts that's like, you're gonna be okay. Like, and I think that for me, that's the hope thought is maybe the most strong. And that's the one that I think in so many ways sort of dulls the other ones around me. It's like, you know what, you might be going through all kinds of craziness today. You might be having all these things, but you know what? You're gonna be okay because you've made it this far.
Tell me a little bit more about your childhood and Bowie, Maryland, right outside of DC, right?
Yeah. So I grew up in areas like surrounding that. So it was like, Bowie is like the main spot for me. It's like like standard Maryland fare, like sort of suburban, like middle class.
Yeah.
Like,
What about theater and performing?
in terms of theater,
How did that start?
yeah, I started in nursery school.
Wow.
In nursery school, we did a talent show situation. I had to be like 3 or 4.
Wow.
My teachers had me do Karma Chameleon by Boy
Love
George.
it. Love it.
So my mom came to the show and was like, "Why is my child in makeup and all this stuff?" I think it's one of those situations where like the world sort of in some ways sees you before you see you.
In my head, I always saw a fully realized me.
I'm a little obsessed with your singing voice. I mean, when did you discover your voice?
I have been singing, my mom said, ever since I was a little kid in like in my little high chair. So I had been singing since I could speak,
Wow.
basically.
You shared a photo recently. I think you said you were cleaning up your apartment. You found some old photos of you at age 19. And you said it was the first time. You said the first time. I think it was probably the first time you saw yourself. Can you tell me about that young woman in those photos?
Ooh. So there was a production of La Cage aux Folles that was happening in Philadelphia at the Walnut Street Theater. And people were like, "You should audition for this. You should be seen for this." And I was like, well, if I'm gonna do that, that means I need to probably like dress a certain way and kind of put myself together. I had just had Halloween, and it was the first time for Halloween I allowed myself to just try something new. And the idea was, you're gonna be a girl for Halloween and just sort of, you know, put these clothes on and see how it feels.
Right.
And like, oh Jesus. The minute I did, I felt like a jolt of energy that I had never felt before. But I suddenly felt like strong and like free in so many ways. So the rest of my time at school, I kept trying to find excuses to dress this way. And so in my head, it was always like, I can't possibly be trans because the only narrative that we see is one where you hate your skin pretty much. And so I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I know that like things never felt like they added up. And like those moments were ones where they did. It's like when I told the truth, all of a sudden doors started to open, which I think is like such a testament to truth transcends. And like people are able to find themselves in your truth as well. In terms of theater and roles, like all of a sudden I'm getting asked to look at like things I dreamed about for years, which is really beautiful.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And I love that you're so open with your story in a community that hasn't had much representation. And we always say representation is so powerful for everyone. And you are now able to be that person. You're going to be that person for many people in the audience at the Lyceum Theater and beyond. And that must there must be something extremely rich about that.
It took me a while to find me. I want it to be easier for others. And I think you have to see yourself sometimes in order for that to happen. And so I think it's important in some ways I don't think it's important for everyone to do that, but if you feel the pull, if you feel the tug to be vocal and to be willing to have the conversations that might feel sort of tedious for other people, then like listen to that call and have those conversations because somebody's going to hear you. And so for me, it's what's most important is that like some kid that was me hears me and goes, because she did it, I can.